The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Markets Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien, coming to you live from TFNN Thursday morning, just after 9 a.m. Eastern Time. You got 24 minutes to go until the start of trading, and markets pick things up in positive territory on the heels of the press conference last night with CEO of Apple, Tim Cook, and President Trump. And let's go back to a 15-minute, because it was quite an acceleration. And yeah, how about 100% tariffs for everybody else? And how about 0% tariffs when you're making deals and investing like Apple is in America? And that's the acceleration on that note. From 212 to 221. We were at 204 yesterday. 204. You hit 221 for this company. My goodness, we're at 218, so Apple going to give this market a lift. We get some other action, but yeah, Apple's going to be up by almost $6 to 219 right now on the open. NASDAQ 100, we're up by 0.8% right now, trading at 23,611. You jump over to the Dow, up by 0.5%, up 224 points, 44,536. Bitcoin catching a bid. We'll talk about alternative assets, crypto, your 401k. They can all go in there now. Be very careful. I'd rather go into, you know what's crazy on this one, folks? And we're going to talk about it. I would rather go into crypto than private equity type private assets. And the reason why I say that in your 401k in particular, the price discovery of those private equity assets, it is very tough to know that you're getting a good deal, folks. Okay, versus Bitcoin. You know where the deal is. In private equity, you're going to have a huge bid-ask spread, right? You don't really know where the market is. That's why when you get these fixed income, we're jumping around. It's 9:08 a.m. I'm a minute into the program, but if you kicked it off in the beginning, folks, we're going to talk about it because, you hear these trading numbers, right, that talk about fixed income traders for Wall Street, okay? Do you hear those fixed income traders for Wall Street? Or just the trader, and you say to yourself, especially the fixed income side, when you're trading big time private debt, okay, a lot of, okay, well, the traders are doing both, right? They're buying that debt, they're selling that debt. It's not like we have when you pull up a chart of Apple or the ES, where you have a very simple bid ask that's only 10 cents wide. You know where the market is. You know what a reasonable bid ask is. No, that's not how it works. And that's not how it's going to work on private equity as well. Now, I jump around, man. Let's just highlight the article, okay? Let's see which one we're talking about. Nope, that's continuing claims. Boy, we got a lot to talk about, baby. There it is. So Trump's going to allow alternative assets like crypto and private equity in 401ks, okay? Now, crypto, you can already buy through ETFs in your 401k. All right. You go over to Bitcoin, iBit, one of the best ones out there. Look at the run this thing has. We'll pull up the assets under management, but it is a big one, man. All right. And yeah, the iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF. That's the biggest one out there. I think we'll have to pull that up. Maybe it's not. If it's not, let me know in the Tiger's Den, folks, please. But the private equity side of things, you're going to be paying some crazy fees. And here's the thing, folks. I love the idea of a self-directed IRA, okay, and doing things with that money. Go do it. Go start a self-directed IRA, folks. Usually you can go start them. There's a great company that my dad dealt with, Advanta IRA, okay? They're one. There's many self-directed IRAs out there. I think they charge you a fee of about $299 a year, something like that. So if you're dealing with a tremendous amount of funds in there, it's really not that expensive to get a self-directed IRA. They have rules that you have to follow, of course, but much less than you're dealing with normally, okay? And I encourage that. But be very careful when Wall Street starts selling you private equity at fees that well surpass what you're paying on any type of an ETF. And the real tough part about that is, how can you be sure that you're actually paying the market price when you purchase them and when you sell them, right? Now, we got many, and I go over this because Bitcoin catches a bid today. Of course it does. All right, we're up by $1,000. You're up by 1%. Growth stocks are higher as well. But yeah, Bitcoin gets you a bid. You can put Bitcoin in your 401k. Well, you say, how much money is in 401ks and retirement accounts? How about $8.7 trillion in assets? Yeah, how about that one, folks? Asset managers and plan sponsors have created products for retirement vehicles in which Americans collectively hold $8.7 trillion. According to data on 401ks, and that's just at the end of the first quarter. Well, folks, the end of the first quarter was here at 5,600. We're 800 points higher. No, a little bit higher. Yeah, 5672. We're 800 points higher. As in, we're 15% above that number, okay? If you just add 15% onto 8.7 trillion, yeah, you're pushing almost $10 trillion, okay? BlackRock, it's launching a 401k target date fund in the first half of next year that it's going to include, listen to this though, 5 to 20% allocations of private investments. That is a huge range. Why do you think they're providing that range? Why is the range so large when they're searching out those private investments? Do you know why? Because it's going to be very, very difficult to procure deals at a reasonable price when you got sellers. Where is that market, right? Does it always come? This is not like just you go to the market, you buy some Apple shares when you think it's valued. Okay, that's not how private equity works. It's a very long game in the same way. Valuations come down. Are they marked to market, right? Are they marked to market? How do you mark to market something like that? You can't. You cannot mark to market something like that. You need an active market. Folks, you want some fear in the market, okay? You want some bubblicious headlines? Putting everyone's retirement funds and letting Wall Street park them in illiquid, okay, investments with no price discovery from mark to market. Think about that. No price discovery from mark to market. That could be the biggest one of all. Right? When you get a pull down, is the money actually there? Who marks that down? All right. We talked about that a little bit earlier than I anticipated, but yes, that happens. Okay, let's talk a little bit of price and volume in these indices as we kick things off in higher territory. We take a look at yesterday's volume in the S&P, as I was talking about last night. Not quite the volume you want to see. Now, today could be a different story. Okay, we're going to talk some jobless claims. You got continuing claims. The highest level we've seen in a while. 2001. Continuing jobless claims. The highest since the end of 2021, excuse me. So you had 1.36 million. This is continuing. Okay, the initial jobless claims rose to 226,000 last week, slightly above the expectation of like 221 the market was looking for. But I've always said, this is the number to watch, okay? Continuing claims. You're talking about 600,000 employees that are now searching for a job that cannot find one, period. More than were out there a couple years ago. We'll talk about this. We got a lot to talk about, folks. You got Intel trading lower on their CEO. We're coming back. Don't go away. If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
This portion of the morning market kickoff is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Welcome back. We have the S&Ps right now up by 0.6%. You have Apple charging higher. You got the NASDAQ 100 up by 0.8. Dow up by 0.6. And how about the Russell catching a bit up by more than 1%? And I say, how about, as the Russell had been underperforming with some of the other equities, indices higher, and you got the Russell powering higher, leading the way, up by more than 1% right now. Bitcoin, yeah, up by $1,000, as I mentioned. Bitcoin getting a lift. But I wouldn't pay too much attention to the fact that you can have cryptos in your 401ks, because you can already do that. There's going to be ETFs for any of those. Okay? Any of those. But a self-directed and the ability for private equity is just a different animal. There's price discovery in Bitcoin. Think of it what you want, folks, but there's no scam. There's no scam because you can be a buyer or a seller at this price. You can't do the same thing with private equity. That's the greatest example of the problem, right? If you buy a private equity asset at $1 million, you cannot just instantly go back to the market and sell it to somebody at $1 million, right? That's the problem with where it comes. They are going to come for it, folks, because you are going to see fees explode in that area. All right, so talking about the jobs. So 226,000 continuing claims, 1.97 million. Now, continuing is a week delayed versus initial. Initial claims are 226, continuing, and that one is for last week. Okay, that would be the week ended, what, August 1st? Yeah, August 1st. And then you go back a prior week and your continuing claims approaching 2 million. Now you have the Treasury Secretary, Besant, saying that the labor data cleanup should have happened long ago. Okay, this is out this morning. Defending the president's firing. Here's the whole issue. And I went on my tirade earlier in the week, okay, because it is BS. And here's the perfect example. You know, they're two entirely different things with what the Treasury Secretary just said and what the president said. The president said that the numbers are rigged to make him look bad. Don't conflate the two, folks, okay? And this is where I harp on it, because this is garbage from the Treasury Secretary. That's not what the president said. This is a great thing. I agree with what the Treasury Secretary is saying, okay? Yeah, maybe the BLS should have changed the way that they're collecting that data. Maybe the person should have been more proactive. It didn't have to do with rigging things against Trump. It's the whole deal. Defending that is not cool, folks, okay? It's garbage. Call it like it is. I went on my rant earlier. And this is just throwing this little bit of nuanced shade, okay, of everything. No, yeah, let's go. Let's revise the data. How do we do it? Be more proactive, okay? Period. Why not? Yeah. But it wasn't rigged, okay? And we've been talking about it's been happening for years. And so now you're going to get fired if you don't have collection method that for what it's worth, right? But this has been happening for a long time. And yeah, you know, one way to do it is to delay, right? You're not getting that data immediately. They can figure it out. But this is not what the president said. So that's not it. That's not what the president said. Mr. Besant, Mr. Scott, not what the president said at all. Okay? It should have happened. Maybe let's work on that data. Doesn't mean the data is rigged. Okay? There's a big difference. With attacking somebody personally, folks, this is a real person, okay? You're the most powerful person in the world, attacking somebody, saying that they are purposely manipulating the data to make Donald J. Trump look bad, okay? A strong person doesn't use their strength and power to pick on weaker people. And this person wasn't manipulating that data. And you have the most powerful person in the world, okay, putting their entire power on this one person and their entire following to say that that person is manipulating the data to make them look bad, and the jobs data looks bad, and that can't happen, so you're fired. Very different from what the Treasury Secretary just said, okay? The data should be better. The revisions are a joke, period. But it doesn't have to do with political manipulation of data against Donald J. Trump, folks, okay? And it's a bummer that you have reasonable minds coming in and defending such unreasonable actions by the president. I love a lot of what the president's doing, all right? Market's on fire. Let's go. Across the board. Doesn't mean that you just wipe away reality, folks, and that's not what the president said. So, yeah, he's out there defending the president, talking about nothing what the president said. That's the reality, and it's almost tough to call it like it is these days, because then you get the manhammer from the president. That's what's happening. The president called it political manipulation to make him look bad. That's not why the president didn't fire him, because they should have been more proactive with the revisions as a result of it taking 2 months to get responses to the surveys. Okay? That's a different story. It's not political manipulation. I read that one. You know, that's how I lose respect for people when you throw. Anyway, it's yeah. There's nothing to do with what the president said. Okay, Eli Lilly. Yeah, they got some issues. These weight loss drugs tumbled in early trading. Disappointing data on the new weight loss pill overshadowed strong growth from the current obesity medicine. It's all about the future, never about what you're doing right now. The results from an obesity pill, key to unlocking billions of dollars of growth, did not perform as Wall Street was looking for. Lower weight loss and higher rates of nausea and vomiting. Not a good combo, right? Whew. So the pill that they're talking about here are vital to reaching more patients, but the science has proved a challenge. Pfizer, AstraZeneca, okay, they've already faced setbacks in the development of that pill. Lilly's pill had patients on the highest dose shed 11% of their body weight. It's a big number, man. Okay? But it's not as big as some of the other weight loss drugs like Wegovy that lost about 15% of their weight. I mean, these numbers, if you're losing 11, if you're losing 15, if you're on the trajectory, I mean, if 25 pounds is 11% of your body weight, that's a substantial loss of weight. But guess what? Yeah, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, okay? The medication did not cause liver issues. That is a concern, that they're worried about the liver processing the drugs. 1 out of 10 people dropped out and said, this ain't worth it, man. Remember that when you think about these drugs, folks. Okay, now these are in a trial. And all you see is the glory of everybody losing weight. And think about it. They're giving you a drug. They're telling you that everybody loses about 10% of their body weight. And 1 out of 10 people's like, man, I can't control the nausea, diarrhea, sickness. I'm out of this thing. I'm not even completing it. They got some issues, man. And yeah, there's your drop. How about 10%? You drive all the way down to 637. We got the conference call going on right now. Eli Lilly trading at 675 so far this morning. And yeah, you are going to open, folks, below the lows of April. The lows of April is 677. We're trading at 670 right now. Well, this thing's going to 600. We'll talk a little Eli Lilly. We're coming back for the opening bell. Don't go away, folks.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks. We have equities open, but we trade a little bit lower. And you see a little bit of selling coming in for the final 5 minutes, and we kick things off in the open. S&P is up by 30 points right now, trading at 64.03. NASDAQ 100 helped by Apple, the whole market, up by 173 points right now, 23,590. We jump over to Apple shares. They give it back, slightly on the open, up by 1.9%. Yeah, Amazon had quite a day yesterday. Amazon finished up 4% on the dot yesterday. You talk about it, man. China, tariff concerns easing a bit. Amazon flat so far today at 221. Microsoft up 0.5% right now. You jump over to Google, up about 0.5% as well. NVIDIA up by 1.1%. And yeah, as our man Duncan Steve was saying, all those assets in 401ks, $8-9 trillion. That's just two NVIDIAs. Yeah. Say, folks, if I had $9 trillion, I don't think I'd just buy two NVIDIAs. I'm going to diversify a little bit. We're growing into some multiples here that are... we got some multiples. All right, Intel. So, Intel under pressure this morning. Trump basically accusing the CEO of being a dirty immigrant that wasn't born here, okay? And I'm reading through the lines, and that's what's going on. Okay, their CEO, okay, he was the CEO of Cadence Designs. And yes, Cadence Designs in March agreed with the Justice Department that they had been selling chips to China, okay? And here's the tweet. The CEO of Intel is highly conflicted. Why is he conflicted, folks? He's a U.S. citizen. Why is he conflicted? Because he wasn't born here. He might be a secret Chinese spy, okay? This is where it goes in. You can have these conversations without throwing this ridiculous shade, right? You can fire the BLS chief saying you want new ways without saying they're manipulating it for political reasons, okay? You can say that you want an impeccable CEO of Intel that has had no prior problems with pushing. You think that the only people that are trying to sell chips right now that are running technology companies to China are people that might have a history there? This is an American citizen, folks, okay? And yes, he's highly capitalized, conflicted. Why is that? Read through the capitalization, okay? Don't get angry at me just because I'm saying that part out loud, okay? And you have Intel driving lower, down to below 1950. He's an American citizen, the CEO, okay? This equity, okay? And let's see, in March, they made him CEO. Yeah, that was probably the pop. Okay, this guy knows everyone in Silicon Valley. The market loved when they made him CEO. Hasn't materialized just yet. It's going to be a little bit of a longer term journey than that you have going on. But yeah, that's the shade, and it's a tough one for Intel because either way, it's the president. Okay, but he wants him to step down. And yeah, you had Tom Cotton out here earlier in the week, I think. Yeah, this week, asking the chairman of Intel's board to answer questions about the CEO and the ties to China. Cotton asked about investments Tan had made in China. Now, he runs a VC company that forever that has 1 million ventures. Where is it in here, right? Yeah. So he's born in Malaysia. He was in Singapore as well. But that's a tough one, folks, okay? And that's the reality of it. You can come after these tech CEOs. You tell, hey, we see it all, okay? And, yeah, talking about that, this gentleman, he was at MIT in 1979, folks. He was going to be I was looking up this morning, so he was studying nuclear. He's going to be like a nuclear physicist. I'll have to pull it up. And what happened, you had 3 Mile Island hit, okay? And 3 Mile Island hit, and obviously the opportunities in the nuclear sector fell apart, for lack of a better term. That market dried up almost instantly when you had a nuclear disaster. And he switched focus. Yeah, and he got an MBA, and then he took off from there. But you can have these conversations without all of this shade growing out that he's like this secret man that's conflicted and really wants China to do well. And then the BLS got to get fired because she can't stand Trump and is manipulating the data. Okay, there are reasonable conversations you can have without getting sucked into the vortex, folks. And I encourage you not to get sucked into the vortex. And I can't even believe what I'm saying. is like controversial, right? Where there's people out there saying, man, come on, lay off the president. You know, it's just deep state, this, that. Come on, man. Okay? This guy's been in America for 46 years. He's an American citizen. And yeah, let's dig into why, but it doesn't have to do with him being conflicted. Okay? That somehow he has allegiances to China. Okay? That's not. All right, let's talk a little bit of United. So, you talk about some problems, man. And yeah, they got them going again. But last night, the headline's hitting, right? United. And you can see that as chips become more ingrained in everything we're doing, folks, this stuff's going to become more problematic across the board. We've seen some of the AI CEOs talk about it in terms of the risks. I think it was Wells Fargo. So I use Wells Fargo for some of my banking. And they use voice recognition still. I called the other day, and the system wanted to verify my voice by my identity. And I've heard Sam Altman talk about that companies that are verifying you by voice, it is the easiest way to get conned by AI instantly. That is a solved one. AI can con your voice. It can replicate your voice, period. So you think there's not going to be huge problems in the coming of security, and then how it impacts something like this? Okay. So they had delays all over the place. They ended up stopping all flights at one point. By 10:30, 35% of their flights were on delay. Acknowledged the technology issue and said it offered full support to United. Okay. Yeah, and this is happening more and more. And you jump over to United, and it's going to happen everywhere. I'm not just talking airlines. All right, United. Yeah, no reaction whatsoever. There's the dip lower, volatility, and we're down by 0.2%. No reaction whatsoever, which is remarkable. You jump over to Delta Airlines right now, higher by about 0.3%. Let's check in on the dark horse, JetBlue, chopping around the low fours. Whew. You know, I always pull up JetBlue because I'm looking for a sign of strength in this equity, and I can't find it, folks. Can't find it at all. Let's look at another dog, but this one's got an asterisk in it because it's got a little meme volatility built into it. Yeah, I mean, how do you look at a chart like this technically, folks? Okay, there's nothing there right now. That's the slot machine of meme trading. All right, let's check out some Hecla. Ooh, what do we got going in Hecla, baby? All right, so you got silver up 2%. Gold's up 0.8%. Yeah, look at that. All right, we'll jump around. Let's see. You jump over the 10-year right now. Yeah, they must have had quite the numbers, man. So look at the low volatility and yields right now, sitting right near 4.2%. You jump over the dollar right now, sitting at 98.20, but you got gold trading higher. You got silver up by 2% right now. First Majestic up by 5% right now. How about Hecla? We'll take a look. HL, Hecla up by 20%. Be right back, folks.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC. Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. And yeah, you have Hecla higher and dramatic. You're up by 18.7%. Now, I'll tell you, folks, okay, the silver stocks look poised right now. All right. If you haven't checked out the gold report, folks, I did not buy Hecla, okay, this week. But we did buy a silver this week. Yeah. Okay. Hadn't bought one in a while. But if you want to check it out, check out the gold report, folks. And, you know, you take a look at silver. We had, come on, catch up, baby. I had 39.91. You did down with some volume on July 30th. That's the one I was looking at. But look at this, man. Today, you might get above it. That's what you want. So keep your eye on the volume on silver. Okay, on July 30th, you do 71,000 contracts. And we've done about 50,000 right now. And you want to beat that number if you can. And that would be a real bullish side. And that means silver going for the highs at 39.91. Gold having a nice day as well, up to 34.60 right now, up $27. And that's on a pretty stagnant dollar. Just kind of digesting some of those games. A little volatility around 4 o'clock. Gold up by $27. Some of the others. Yeah, look at even these silver stocks, man. If Hecla's doing, and have the others, this is First Majestic. And look at this one, right? You have this $8 price level on First Majestic going all the way back to the collapse in 2022. That's what they call ICE. Visual areas of support and resistance. You make a high in April of last year. You make a high in October of last year. You break above it on June. Big break. That's how you want to do it. You break above that area. You come back and you test it on lighter volume. And you're catching a bounce. And as I put it on the chart, silver looks like it may have room to run to the upside. Within 1-to-1 A to B, you almost got there, but you're looking at about 41 to 1-to-1 A to B C to D on silver. Look at that weekly bar on Apple, right? even just the last couple of days. Apple up another 3% right now. Amazon shares, ooh, they catch a lift. Continuing the run you had yesterday. Look at that. There's a pop for you on the open. My goodness, man. Yeah, not Microsoft, though. Always remarkable when you get some of these Magnificent Seven stocks and the divergence. We have Amazon charge higher on the open. Microsoft's rips lower on the open. NVIDIA's one of the... Oh, look at this. We just almost hit 184 on the open. Wow. We were at 176 yesterday. Amazing. All right, let's see what else we got going in the kit. Yeah, we talked Eli. We talked continuing climbs. This is from the journal. Now, we've talked about Disney. Short term, you got a little bit of resistance to the upside of the 120 level on Disney. Okay, you take a look at this. And folks, pay attention to the charts. That's what a rollover looks like, okay? That's a little worrisome. The weekly volume we have going on right now, that's worrisome, right? It's only Thursday. You're going to have a big volume bar on Disney to the downside. We got today's trading, you got tomorrow's trading, and you're going to have more volume than we've had since probably the week of May 12th. You have June 9th out there at 58.5 million, and we've already done 48. You're going to do it. Between today and tomorrow, you're going to get more volume than June 9th. You're going to be coming into this acceleration. So maybe you're looking to fill the gap at a higher 106 on Disney. Yeah, take a look at these numbers. The parks business is on fire, man. Now, here's what's remarkable. So I was up early this morning with Tommy, like 7 in the morning. We're up around, we're playing about 8 in the morning. He wants to watch a little Disney. Okay, so Disney, he's going to watch a little Spidey, and we do a little screen time if he wants in the morning. Then we'll go out and play. We'll do some math and writing. We got a couple workbooks, right? Get them going. But there's nothing wrong with a little Spidey. We wake up for an hour and a half. He gets a little screen time, okay? And what was remarkable was there's an ESPN button now on Disney Plus, folks. There's an ESPN button now on Disney Plus, and he noticed it. He said, "Hey, what's that button?" I said, "Oh, it's ESPN." Yeah, they're combining everything. I couldn't believe that right away. It's already there, and it is. It's already there. You can go in. Check out this revenue number, man. And this is where time is amazing. Now, if you've been watching the show, okay, I did the comparison talking about real estate a while back, saying, hey, you know, these real estate prices, folks, when you just combine 15 years of growth exponentially, you're at very reasonable prices, okay? Because 15 years of growth, when you combine in inflation, you combine in a generational inflation gap that we had there, okay, on the heels of COVID. In 2010, Disney only had $38 billion of revenue. This year, they're pushing $100 billion in revenue. That's 3 times the amount. Okay, but guess what? Now, you go back to 2015, they had $52 billion in revenue, but here's the reason why the stock was doing so well. $52 billion in revenue, and they took $15 billion to the bottom line. Last year, $9 billion in revenue, and they took the same thing into the... Isn't that amazing? Now, it's not amazing if you look at the chart, because they're both trading exactly where it was, as in you're at the same exact price of where you were, right? Yeah. And, you know, it's a great point. What's a day at Disney World cost now? I don't know what it costs, all right? And, yeah, I'm going to find out in the next year or two, and I'll probably come back and be shocked, and I'll go on a rant. No. But, you know, the other side of that is, what's it cost to run a day at Disney for right now? Can you imagine that? What it costs to run a day at Disney with all the employees, et cetera, with the cost of everything, the cost of renovations, with the cost of inputs, with the cost of goods. What does it cost to run a day at Disney right now? 15 years later. That's one of the parts that goes into that equation. That's remarkable. $5 in 1956. I don't think we're going back, Duffy. My dad used to say 25 cents would get him milk, bread, and cigarettes for his mother. His mother would send him down to the package store with I think it was with a quarter. 25 cents, milk, bread, and cigarettes. I think that was it. And that's when you can send your 8-year-old down the street to go get your cigs. Go get your morning, you pack of Marlboro Reds. 70 years ago now, folks, almost 65, 70 years ago. 25 cents, milk, bread, and cigarettes. He used to tell that one all the time. Folks, one more segment. We're going to come back. We're going to take a look at Airbnb. They're down after their numbers. Don't go away.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Welcome back, folks, and we have Airbnb, so they're out with their numbers. And yeah, what's remarkable here is the headline goes, and it doesn't matter what you did in the past, folks. Second quarter results beat estimates. The headline from CNBC, they beat on the top and the bottom line for the second quarter. But guess what? It's always the future that matters, folks. Revenue up 13% in the third quarter. They're expecting revenue of basically right in line with what the market was looking for, 4.05 versus 4.6. Despite global economic uncertainty, okay, travel demand picked up and nights booked accelerated from April to July. 134.4 million nights and seats booked up 7%. Gross booking value, $23.5 billion. Market was looking for $22.6 billion. Okay? Guess what? It's not what you did about the future. One man. Already had this on this chart when it was the wake up, and this is probably the confirmation. And this market looks like we're heading back to, we're back into this area from April 28th. Oh, what a bummer. All right, I'll work on that connection for tomorrow. I apologize, folks. I'm having some connection issues. I know my producer told me. Apologize. Is that just me coming through, Al? Apologize, Duffy. But yeah. We have, you got volume to the downside on this one. And I love Airbnb. I got properties on that I rent out. Airbnb is a great product. The fees are a little bit excessive right now, but technically, man, that's selling. You're confirming the sell-off yesterday, and you got some selling, baby. And you got you got volume on top, and this is a weekly. You're going to get today and tomorrow on the weekly volume for Airbnb. All right, finishing up, you got Apple up by almost 3. Look at Amazon, man. Be careful of those Azure numbers, folks. Some of the trade tensions easing. I love Amazon, but boy, that was a wake up. Folks, thanks so much. And Basil Chapman's up next, and don't forget about his webinar coming up next Tuesday. Check it out on the front page of TFNN. Have a great one.